Welcome, gents. Style is not what you wear, it is how you carry yourself. Most men dress to be noticed or to fit in, but a Sigma male approaches clothing in a completely different way. His style is not about trends, logos, or trying to impress anyone. It is about control, intention, and quiet power. Every piece he chooses, from his shoes to his coat, is carefully considered. The textures, the fit, the way the fabric moves with him, all of it tells a story about who he is without needing words. Sigma males understand the subtle impact of color, often sticking to muted tones or earthy shades that feel effortless yet refined. They pick materials that feel as good as they look, valuing quality and longevity over fleeting trends. Their clothing may appear simple at first glance, but every detail is deliberate, creating a sense of balance, confidence, and self-respect that others notice even if they cannot name it. Accessories are sparse but meaningful, and layering is used to suggest depth and thoughtfulness. Nothing is overdone, nothing is accidental. Even casual outfits are intentional, blending comfort with understated elegance. This style does more than dress the body. It communicates discipline, taste, and individuality in a way that feels natural and powerful. Few men ever achieve this level of quiet sophistication because it requires patience, discernment, and a deep understanding of oneself. This is the clothing style of the Sigma male, a style that whispers confidence and commands respect without ever saying a word. Let's dive deeper, gents. Number 1. Sigma males understand that absence of logos or flashy trends amplifies their individuality. Most men feel the need to wear brands or follow flashy trends to prove something about themselves, but a Sigma male takes a completely different approach. He knows that real style is quiet, deliberate, and independent. Logos and trendy pieces are like loud announcements. They tell the world what to think about you. A Sigma male understands that true individuality is revealed when nothing is shouting for attention. Imagine a man walking down the street in a simple navy jacket, crisp white shirt, and perfectly fitted dark jeans. There is no brand plastered on his chest, no neon sneakers trying to grab your gaze. Yet somehow, people notice him more than those covered in logos. His clothing feels personal, like it is chosen for him, not for everyone else. That is the power of subtlety. By avoiding flashy trends, he is free to create a style that is timeless, intentional, and unmistakably his own. This approach also communicates a deeper sense of awareness and intelligence. It tells people that he invests thought into his choices and values authenticity over approval. Every texture, every cut, every shade is selected to complement him rather than to follow a crowd. A wool coat in charcoal grey or a leather jacket that has aged gracefully can say more about a man than any logo ever could. The absence of flashy branding allows the person wearing it to stand out naturally. It shows confidence in oneself without needing to prove it. Others might imitate trends and labels, but a Sigma male's subtle choices become a quiet statement that is impossible to copy. Ultimately, clothing becomes a tool for personal expression rather than a tool for attention. It whispers sophistication, taste, and discernment. The clothes are not the story. They are the language through which the story of his individuality is told. And that story, told without shouting, is far more powerful than anything trendy or branded ever could be. Number 2. Jackets, coats, or blazers are structured in a way that mirrors composure and quiet control. A jacket, coat, or blazer is not just something to keep you warm or look sharp. For a man with true style, these pieces are an extension of his presence. The way a jacket falls on his shoulders, the cut of a coat, or the way a blazer hugs the torso communicates something deeper than words. It mirrors composure, balance, and quiet control. Clothing becomes a reflection of character, signaling someone who understands themselves and values precision. Consider a dark wool coat worn over a simple outfit. The structure of the coat keeps the lines clean, the shoulders strong, and the movement effortless. It is not flashy, but it suggests a calm strength. Even when walking in a crowd, that structure subtly guides the eye and commands attention without demanding it. Similarly, a blazer that fits perfectly around the chest and arms communicates care, thoughtfulness, and discipline. It shows a man who pays attention to detail and respects himself enough to present his best version. It is not just about fit, it is about posture and presence. Structured jackets naturally frame the body, giving an impression of confidence and stability. A trench coat or tailored overcoat can make a casual outfit feel deliberate, even intentional, suggesting someone who lives with purpose. People may not consciously notice it, but the impression lingers, like the echo of a deep voice in a quiet room. Even the choice of fabric and cut contributes to this sense of control. A leather jacket that molds over time, or a blazer with subtle stitching and clean lines, signals that thought went into every aspect. It communicates that style is not accidental, it is a carefully built extension of personality. Structured outerwear is more than fashion. It is a visual language that speaks of poise, discipline, and subtle mastery. It tells the world that every detail matters, that presence is intentional, and that quiet strength is far more captivating than noise ever could be. Number 3. He repeats outfits without shame. Many people feel pressure to constantly wear new clothes, thinking that repeating an outfit is a sign of laziness or a lack of style. For a man who understands true presence, this could not be further from the truth. Repeating outfits is not about ignoring fashion, it is about recognizing value, comfort, and effectiveness. He knows that clothes are tools, not props, and wearing the same outfit more than once demonstrates confidence, intentionality, and a refusal to let trends dictate his choices. Imagine a well-fitted navy blazer with dark jeans and clean sneakers. He may wear this combination multiple times, but each time it communicates the same calm, composed authority. It is not about novelty, it is about reliability and quality. People notice the fit, the cut, the way it moves with him, rather than whether it is brand new or just worn a week ago. Over time, repeated outfits become part of his signature style, signaling consistency and self-assuredness. This approach also allows him to focus on what really matters. Instead of spending mental energy on what to wear each day or worrying about how others perceive his clothing choices, he invests in pieces that endure, feel comfortable, and reflect his personality. By repeating outfits, he reinforces the idea that style is not performance, but a reflection of personal taste and intelligence. Even small repeated choices, like a favorite leather jacket or a trusted pair of boots, communicate subtle authority. They show that he prioritizes function, comfort, and quality over fleeting trends. Each time he wears them, they silently reinforce his presence, his discipline, and his awareness of himself. Ultimately, repeating outfits is a quiet form of mastery. It reflects someone who is secure, thoughtful, and deliberate. He understands that confidence comes from within, not from constantly showing off novelty. Wearing what works becomes a statement in itself, a signal that he values authenticity, purpose, and timeless style above all else. Number 4. He gravitates towards timeless structure. Style for a man with true presence is never accidental. He gravitates toward timeless structure, choosing pieces with clean lines and calm, deliberate silhouettes. Each jacket, trouser, or shirt is selected not for fleeting trends or fleeting approval, but for its ability to support and enhance his presence. This is style rooted in clarity, consistency, and quiet strength, rather than flashiness or external validation. Consider a well-tailored blazer. It is simple, yet precise, following the natural lines of the body. A pair of trousers with the right cut and proportion creates balance and harmony in movement. A crisp, refined shirt adds polish without overwhelming the outfit. None of these pieces are meant to shout or draw attention, but together they communicate careful thought, discipline, and subtle authority. This is the power of structure. It frames the wearer in a way that naturally commands respect. Choosing timeless pieces also communicates foresight and resilience. A leather jacket that remains stylish 5 years from now, or a classic wool coat, signals someone who invests in quality and durability. It shows that he values substance over novelty and understands that true impact comes from consistency and deliberate choices, not trends or labels. Each item becomes part of a personal visual language that others sense instinctively, even if they cannot articulate it. This approach to clothing also reflects a deeper understanding of identity. By relying on structure, fit, and timeless design, he demonstrates that who he is far more important than what he wears. His wardrobe enhances his presence without becoming a performance. It allows him to move through the world with calm assurance, letting every piece reinforce his discipline, clarity, and quiet confidence. Ultimately, gravitating toward timeless structure is about creating a style that endures, communicates intentionality, and supports personal presence. It is about choosing clothing that reflects resilience, purpose, and thoughtfulness, and in doing so, crafting an image that feels effortless, composed, and unforgettable. Number 5. Their color palette rarely shouts, it whispers. Muted tones and earthy shades dominate, yet draw attention. Color can be one of the most powerful tools in style, but most people misuse it. Many rely on bright, loud colors or flashy combinations to stand out, hoping to make an impression. Yet true style does not scream for attention. A man who understands the language of clothing knows that subtlety is far more magnetic. His color palette rarely shouts, it whispers. Muted tones and earthy shades dominate his wardrobe, creating an understated elegance that draws attention without ever being overbearing. Think of a soft olive jacket over a cream shirt and deep brown trousers. At first glance, it seems simple, almost unassuming. But the harmony of the colors and the way they complement each other creates a sense of refinement that is hard to ignore. People are instinctively drawn to subtlety because it feels natural and confident. It signals that the wearer has taste, awareness, and control over his image without needing to announce it. Earthy shades like charcoal, olive, navy, and beige have a timeless quality. They age well, adapt easily to different situations, and allow other elements of the outfit, such as texture, cut, or layering, to stand out. Even muted accent colors like a dusty red scarf or a warm tan jacket can add personality without disrupting the overall sense of calm composure. The use of muted tones also communicates thoughtfulness. It shows that clothing choices are intentional and purposeful. It reflects someone who values cohesion and balance, rather than chasing trends or trying to impress others with loud colors. Ultimately, a controlled, subdued color palette does more than look good. It frames the wearer as someone deliberate, composed, and confident. It demonstrates understanding of nuance, taste, and self-expression. While loud colors fade with time and trends, understated shades endure, creating a presence that feels effortless, memorable, and quietly powerful. Number 6. He uses simplicity as a form of power. Simplicity can be one of the most powerful statements a man can make. For those who truly understand style, less is never just less. It is deliberate, thoughtful, and intentional. Every unnecessary detail, every flash of color, every embellishment that does not serve a purpose is removed until the outfit mirrors clarity and purpose. The result is a look that feels effortless yet commanding, calm yet magnetic. Think of a plain white shirt paired with dark, perfectly fitted trousers. There are no logos, no distracting patterns, no extra accessories. At first glance, it might appear simple, but it communicates much more than any flashy outfit could. It shows thoughtfulness, control, and mastery over choices. Simplicity becomes a form of strength because it removes noise and leaves only what matters, creating a visual impression that is focused and precise. Even casual clothing follows this principle. A well-cut t-shirt and clean jeans can feel far more deliberate than an outfit overloaded with trends or brands. The balance of proportion, texture, and fit creates a quiet sophistication. People may not immediately notice why the outfit is compelling, but they feel the confidence and clarity that comes from it. Simplicity also reflects discipline. Choosing to remove the unnecessary means making decisions with purpose rather than following impulse. It shows that the wearer understands the power of restraint and knows that true style is about what is included, not what is added for effect. Ultimately, simplicity is never plain. It is a signal of intentionality, refinement, and quiet authority. By stripping away excess and focusing on what truly matters, clothing becomes a direct reflection of character. It communicates strength, clarity, and self-mastery without words. In this way, simplicity becomes one of the most commanding forms of style. Number 7. Casual clothing is often underestimated. Many people treat jeans, t-shirts, or hoodies as something purely practical, something to throw on without much thought. But for a man who has truly mastered his style, even casual wear carries a sense of refinement. It is not about dressing up all the time. It is about wearing simple pieces in a way that feels intentional, purposeful, and effortlessly put together. Think about a pair of well-fitted dark jeans. They are simple, but when they sit perfectly on the waist and follow the lines of the legs naturally, they create a quiet elegance. Pair them with a plain t-shirt in a muted color, and the outfit feels calm, balanced, and deliberate. The t-shirt is not flashy, but the fit and the quality of the fabric speak volumes about attention to detail and taste. Even a hoodie, often considered the pinnacle of casual comfort, can feel refined when it is chosen for shape, texture, and proportion, rather than just trendiness. Refinement in casual wear comes from understanding how each piece works together. A navy sweatshirt over a crisp white t-shirt, combined with sneakers that are clean and simple, feels intentional without appearing forced. It communicates that the man has a sense of awareness about himself and the world around him. Every fold, every layer, and every color choice contributes to a cohesive image. The beauty of this approach is that it turns everyday clothing into a language of subtle confidence. People notice when someone looks comfortable, natural, and yet undeniably polished, even in the simplest outfits. It shows that style is not about spending money or following the latest hype. It is about understanding the power of simplicity, proportion, and texture, and using them to create a personal statement. When casual wear feels purposeful, it stops being ordinary. It becomes a quiet signal of discipline, taste, and presence, showing that refinement is not about what you wear, but how you wear it. Number 8. Their style has an invisible rhythm, a consistency that signals discipline without overt statements. True style is not just about the pieces you wear. It is about the rhythm, the flow, and the subtle consistency that ties everything together. For a man with a refined sense of style, this rhythm is invisible yet unmistakable. Each outfit, each layer, each accessory aligns in a way that feels natural and intentional. There are no sudden clashes, no random choices. There is a pattern, a quiet order that signals discipline and thoughtfulness without ever needing to be announced. Imagine a wardrobe where casual, formal, and transitional pieces all harmonize. A soft grey sweater pairs effortlessly with dark jeans and clean sneakers. A tailored blazer sits perfectly over a neutral shirt, complemented by polished leather shoes. A muted scarf drapes naturally over a coat. Each element flows into the next, creating a seamless sense of cohesion that is almost unconscious yet deeply noticeable. This is invisible rhythm. This consistency communicates a subtle but powerful message. It signals that the man is intentional, aware, and in control of the details that shape how he is perceived. Others may not immediately pinpoint why his style feels compelling, but they sense it instinctively. The consistency shows discipline because it requires thought, care, and a clear understanding of one's aesthetic. It is not about following rules or forcing uniformity. It is about developing a personal pattern that becomes second nature, turning clothing into an extension of self. The invisible rhythm also makes each choice feel effortless. It eliminates the noise of mismatched colors, textures, or proportions. Every outfit has a natural flow that feels both deliberate and organic. This harmony draws attention without demanding it, creating a presence that is memorable yet calm, composed yet quietly commanding. Ultimately, this rhythm is what transforms clothing from simple fabric into a language of discipline, taste, and personality. It is the difference between looking like someone dressed today and looking like someone who has consistently mastered the art of style over time. Number 9. Every item they choose serves a purpose, whether it is comfort, function, or subtle expression of taste. Clothing is rarely random for a man who truly understands style. Every item he selects serves a purpose, whether it is comfort, function, or a subtle expression of taste. Nothing is accidental. He approaches his wardrobe as a toolkit, where each piece has a role in creating a cohesive, intentional image. It is not about following trends or impressing anyone. It is about making choices that support his life, personality, and presence. Comfort is a foundation. A soft cashmere sweater or a perfectly worn pair of jeans is not just about feeling good. It reflects awareness. When clothing feels natural, it allows movement, posture, and confidence to shine through without distraction. Function matters too. A well-structured jacket, a reliable pair of shoes, or a versatile coat ensures that he is prepared for different situations, blending practicality with subtle sophistication. Each piece is chosen to perform, whether it is keeping him warm, allowing ease of movement, or adapting to changing conditions. Beyond comfort and function, clothing communicates taste and discernment in ways most people overlook. A muted olive shirt, a textured scarf, or a carefully chosen pair of boots speaks of attention to detail, understanding of proportion, and personal aesthetics. These choices are subtle, but they create an unmistakable impression. Others notice the care behind the decisions, even if they cannot articulate why. For example, a navy blazer paired with a white t-shirt and dark jeans may appear simple, but every layer, cut, and color choice is deliberate. It signals awareness, balance, and thoughtfulness. This purposefulness extends to every accessory, stitch, and fold, creating a wardrobe that feels natural, intentional, and entirely unique. Ultimately, when every item serves a purpose, clothing becomes more than fabric. It becomes a reflection of thought, personality, and presence. It communicates discipline, refinement, and taste without words. Each choice matters, and together they form a subtle yet powerful statement about who the man is and how he moves through the world. Number 10. Subtle details like stitching, cut, or texture are chosen to reward the attentive eye, signaling intelligence and discernment. The difference between ordinary style and remarkable style often lies in the smallest details. A man who understands clothing at a deeper level knows that subtle touches can speak volumes. Stitching, cut, and texture are not afterthoughts. They are carefully chosen elements that create a sense of refinement and purpose. These details are meant to be noticed by those who pay attention, rewarding the observant and hinting at intelligence, discernment, and taste. Consider the stitching on a blazer or coat. Even if it is almost invisible from a distance, a clean, precise seam shows quality and craftsmanship. It signals someone who values precision and understands the importance of subtle excellence. The cut of clothing, whether it is a jacket that follows the natural slope of the shoulders or trousers that fall perfectly along the legs, communicates awareness of proportion and balance. These choices enhance posture, silhouette, and movement, creating an impression of quiet mastery that others notice instinctively. Texture also plays a critical role. A soft wool sweater, a lightly brushed cotton shirt, or a rich leather jacket conveys depth and sensory richness. These tactile elements may not be shouted about, but they create an invisible layer of sophistication. They reward those who are present and paying attention, making the wearer feel both approachable and intriguing at the same time. This attention to detail separates someone who simply dresses from someone who builds a personal style language. Each subtle decision communicates thought, discernment, and a sense of refinement that cannot be faked or rushed. It shows that clothing is not random, but deliberate, and that the man wearing it has considered how every piece interacts with the rest of his wardrobe and his presence. Ultimately, the impact of these subtle choices is cumulative. Over time, they build a perception of intelligence, taste, and discipline. They make the wearer memorable, not because he shouts, but because he communicates consistently, thoughtfully, and elegantly through the details that most people never even notice. In final words, elegance is not about being noticed, it is about being remembered. Clothing is far more than fabric and color. It is a reflection of thought, intention, and presence. The men who master this understand that true style is subtle, deliberate, and timeless. Every jacket, shirt, pair of trousers, or accessory is chosen for a purpose. Fit, texture, and proportion speak louder than logos or trends. Each piece enhances the individual rather than defining him. Over time, repeated outfits, carefully layered clothing, and muted, harmonious colors create a visual rhythm that communicates discipline, refinement, and quiet authority. This approach transforms ordinary clothing into a language that conveys intelligence, taste, and self-respect. Subtle details, like stitching, cut, or texture, reward those who pay attention, while the absence of flashy trends allows individuality to shine through. Timeless structures, clean lines, and intentional layering create a sense of presence that feels natural, yet unforgettable. Even casual wear is purposeful, balancing comfort, function, and refinement in a way that makes every outfit feel deliberate. The clothing style of these men is not about impressing anyone or following fleeting trends. It is about expressing consistency, thoughtfulness, and self-mastery. It whispers confidence and authority, creating an impression that lingers long after the first glance. This is a style that endures, communicates clarity, and becomes a signature. It is proof that the most powerful statements are often the quietest. Self-mastery. Thank you for watching and God bless you.